year 2011, January, the Amity Foundation, which is a not-for-profit foundation, had operations in many countries, looked at Middle East, wanted to come to UAE. This is how I came on board, and our foundation decided to start with a university in UAE. We engaged with two authorities here. One is the Knowledge and Human Development Authority, and we also engaged with Dubai International Academic City on how to go about doing this. One thing that struck us right from the beginning is that we could not do something that's very usual, that we would have to do a very high quality model of education, and that adds value to this nation. We would also have to align to the national agenda of the UAE and offer courses that are courses of the future. So along with our friends at KHDA and the International Academic City, we decided to bring in high technology courses that were not existent at that point in time. Courses like nanotechnology, courses like aerospace engineering, computer science, along with the finance and hospitality courses. We brought in something very unusual to the region, which was forensic science, and which we later found out was quite popular with the Emirati students, and a lot of Emirati female students have since graduated from here. And this was in January. By April we had made our application, when it's clear that we will enter this country. And the great thing about this country is that by September we had students. The International Academic City has this very nice plug and play model where the infrastructure is already ready. You can come and lease buildings from them and start your classes. And while within a few years, once you settle down, you can choose a location for a permanent campus. And that's how the beginning of our journey in the UAE. So at the very beginning, we chose our courses carefully. We wanted to align to the national agenda of UAE, wanted to align ourselves to the industry in the UAE, and therefore our selection of courses has been very job oriented and future oriented. Courses that we teach, and while we teach them, lets our students get engagement with the industry through internships, through industry visits, and the industry visiting us. And as the students graduate, most of them have already been selected by the organizations that where they've done their internship. And I think the journey to after being a student is crafted well in advance by us, and I think that's getting across very easily to the student, that once they're here, the future is bright, and therefore I think that does make us outstanding. So for the first time, KHDA decided to come out with rankings for the branch campuses that exist in the UAE. So as per regulations, we had to make an application and undergo the process of quality evaluation. The outcome of which has been that we have been rated 5 stars in many areas, and in the area of research we have been rated 4 stars, which therefore our overall ranking led us to being 4-star, which at the moment the cream of the crop in academic city universities or the branch campuses. So we figure out amongst the best universities in Dubai with that ranking, and it also means that we have a journey. We have a quality journey, a research journey. Our work in that area, which has already begun, will take us further, will take us forward, and hopefully in our next inspection we'll be 5-star rated, and which is the highest ranking by KHDA for any university. Like with everything around us changing, all facets of life undergoing transformation. Classrooms also are undergoing transformation. We have begun a project very actively where we are going into the flipped classroom model, and we are examining it with all seriousness, whereby our faculty are recording their classes in advance, and the intention is that a student comes to class after going through the lecture on video or on their device, and then makes the classroom more interactive when they get there. So a lot of work in transformation of classroom and in the way knowledge is now delivered to the students is being worked on, and that will not just make us different, but we hope that we'll sort of share this knowledge with our other sister universities, so that we come to something that is modern, that's something which is futuristic, and the outcomes improve for students. On productivity of employees, I'm very happy to share with you that we went through the process of Dubai Quality Awards, and we were awarded for the first time. Any educational institution has got the Dubai Human Resource Appreciation Award, which happened in the last cycle, and I think that makes us the only university in the UAE to have achieved. We have a very low turnover of staff and faculty, which also is a big credit to the university that whatever is happening within the university is sound and employee friendly. We also want our university to get a higher ranking in staff satisfaction and staff development, because we firmly believe that, you know, if our faculty is happy, our staff is happy, they will in turn keep the students happy and satisfied. In terms of student satisfaction, if you go around the campus, you will see that we have designed the campus around the student, and whether inside the campus or outside the campus, everything has been designed so that they have spaces of engagement with their friends, with their peers, with their faculty. The classrooms are not just inside the classrooms. Everything, the passage they walk through, or the auditorium they go and sit in, or the media lab they go and interview people like we are doing this now, whether they even if they're studying let's say a finance degree, but the satellite ground station which has been set up in Amity Dubai is open to them to do research projects. In terms of designing the campus around the student, I think has created an environment which itself is a teacher, and very happy to tell you that students who come in the morning, you will see them till very late in the campus enjoying being here, whether it's inside the classroom or outside the classroom. So what's happening with education at the moment is it has to be aligned to the industry, and what I mean by that is when a student graduates from any university, they will do one of two things. They will either go for higher studies or they'll start working. Most of the time undergrad students prefer to go for a higher degree, if not in the same university, elsewhere, but the other half of students who want to start work start so immediately, and that in itself is not a process of something that starts when your degree is completed and you go out into the market. It actually starts well in advance. Probably undergrads in their first year of study will have to go through mock interviews, trainings, also identify their employer of choice well in advance, so that while they are here in the university, we arrange internships for them with such employers. And what we've also done is we have opened up our courses to industry experts who we invite into the university, who look at our content, our curriculum, and then suggest changes that need to be made so that the curriculum is aligned to what the industry wants. And both these steps actually help us identify a career or a job for our students well in advance. The US and UK universities are mature markets, and which means a lot has been done over hundreds of years in those markets. Both in US and UK, a lot of research gets done in their universities, and a lot of grants come in from the way of government funding and industry funding, which lets them conduct research. Now, UAE is a modern country and a young country, and the education system is also young. The universities that have been set up here have to complete the journey of 100 years in 10 years, as is expected in this fast-paced environment, and also become future ready. Now, universities like us are now working with the regulator to make Dubai a knowledge-based economy, and our journey has begun together as partners, and whatever has been achieved by universities in the US and UK, we hope to achieve that in the UAE in a much nearer and a much faster time. The cost of studying in UAE is comparable to the rest of the world, rest of the modern world, especially the West. And it's all right for students who live and whose parents live in the UAE. It's for the student who comes in from abroad that the cost of living becomes a bit expensive. And Dubai student housing is something that is yet to come onto the market in a big way. So I think this problem has been realized. We have all been thinking about it, and I think there are many initiatives of affordable student housing that are now coming on board. And I think once that happens, not only will we be cost effective with the rest of the world, we will also be in a situation where employment after education is also something that makes UAE attractive. So I think the competitiveness will come not alone from cost, but also from what after the degree. And I think UAE is far better placed than most countries in terms of employability after education. Amity is a not-for-profit education foundation. We must be the only organization in the world that does education from preschools to PhD. We do this across the world, but here specifically in the UAE, we have set up the largest preschool in Dubai is an Amity preschool. It's in Emirates Living. We also do K to 12, and we have set up a beautiful school in Abu Dhabi, which is now rated amongst the best schools in Abu Dhabi. We have since set up a school in Dubai and a school in Sharjah, and our K to 12 journey continues across the Emirates. We have signed up something with Ras Al Khaimah, and our next school will open in Ras Al Khaimah in the year 2021. And we also do higher education. So the university campus in Dubai, if you go around and see the campus, you will see something that's exceptional, and the infrastructure is beautiful. We have been rated best campus in the Middle East by Forbes. This happened recently, and the journey continues within UAE, and also because of this we have been now able to make our step into Europe. We have a school in Amsterdam, the K to 12 IB school that we operate in Amsterdam. So our European journey also has begun because of our journey in the UAE. Education as a sector is quite specialized, and my advice to corporate leaders is that it does look attractive from the outside, but it requires to be addressed in all seriousness, and it should not be stepped into to make money, because that cannot be the end goal of stepping into the sector of education. It has a lot of social implications. It is something that needs to be taken very seriously. Yes, I do understand that it is a business that gives returns, and in many parts of the world quite attractive returns, but quality has to precede financial outcomes, and it's a business that parents vote on with their feet. If the quality is not good, they walk out, and you make a reputation over years and years of hard work. Therefore, my advice is that yes, education is a great sector to be in, but it does require nurturing and patience, and nobody should come into this sector thinking that the returns are instant and their investment can be recovered in a short period of time. Let me address the challenges first. Everybody and everything has been challenged by the disruptions that are taking place all over the world, education included. You have young people who have answers to everything with the device they hold in their hands. Therefore, schools, universities have to gear up to go beyond that. And now digitalization, which is giving a common platform to everybody, we have to go a step beyond that. And somebody has very rightly said, I think the humanization of digitization will have to take place for us to meet the challenges of the future. As jobs get phased out because of new technology emerging, the human aspect will kick in, where new jobs will be created to humanize all that is being digitized. And I think it's a good time to be in. Challenges as they emerge will have to be addressed in real time, and we hope that with the help of our brilliant faculty, whether it's in schools, whether it's in the university, we will be able to meet those challenges. Opportunities are many, and with the UAE growing, education being a social sector, there will be a constant need. As you see the need for housing, you will see the need for education, you will see the need for healthcare emerging, and as the population grows, the infrastructure, the social infrastructure will have to grow alongside. And therefore, as UAE attracts people to come and settle within the UAE, there will be great opportunities in education, in healthcare, and in all the social sectors that support the growth of a population. Year 2020 is very significant for all of us. We have been waiting for Expo 2020 for last few years now, and a lot of energy has come into play since now we are in countdown mode. Less than a year from now, Expo 2020 comes up, and we have very recently engaged with Expo 2020. We have signed an MOU with the Minister, Her Excellency Reem Al Hashmi, where we have committed our support to making Expo 2020 successful. I'm very happy to tell you that a lot of educational institutions have come together in support of Expo 2020, and we will end up not only being a host city, and we'll also volunteer and help make it successful. And the whole thing has brought in a lot of energy and has also opened a lot of discourse on what next, what after Expo 2020. And therefore, the university itself is looking forward to starting courses that are future ready. Courses on artificial intelligence, courses on blockchain, degrees which will help young people apply and execute jobs of the future. And that normally would have been a 5-year goal, but with the advancement and the energy that is built into Dubai and the UAE today, I think within 2021 we'll have started many such future courses.